Day 2 of gun season. Only a couple people saw deer yesterday, and today was pretty chilly this morning, so only one person went out. And now they're all out for the afternoon. I stayed behind, cleaned up a little bit, threw an apple pie in the oven. I'm getting over a cold, so every time I go out there, I get really congested because the temps are down in the 20s right now, and it's pretty windy. So I'm going to pass on today, and then I'll probably go out tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. I've been stalking an area where there has been a buck, or at least a lot of buck signs around there, and I'll probably keep going back and we'll see what happens. A friend of mine that was down the road that I pointed out on the way down here, we did stop and visit him, and he did get an 8-point from across the street from where they were, so that's probably about 3/4 of a mile as the crow flies from here. Got his buck, and he left yesterday evening. I'm going to stay down here a couple more days and we'll see what happens.
I parked my bike by where your you used to have your old feeder.
Yeah.
And then I walked in, and then you go down and whatever, and you see that, well, the big down tree.
Yep.
And I started to go just beyond that, and I saw the scrapes in that with the poop in them.
Yep.
Where did you go beyond that?
There's like a little canopy, and you kind of crawl underneath it, and then it opens up a little bit more.
Does it open up?
It doesn't open up a lot. But,
did you have to veer to your left a little before it opened up?
Then it becomes a bunch of pine trees, and there is like a little overlook, but there's no like wide open shooting over there.
No.
But,
And well, once I got right around that area, and I didn't even see tails. I just saw like the gray brown, just
yep.
you know, I mean, all those twigs and all that stuff
Yep.
look gray brown anyways, but this was moving. So
that's
I
what I
mean,
saw
probably 2 or
yesterday.
3 deer
Yeah.
moved
Yeah.
that I jumped,
Yeah.
but I couldn't tell you if they were what they were.
I know.
Their tails didn't. I didn't even see white. It was just the gray brown moving.
Yeah.
I was like,
See,
oh, at least I saw something.
that's a good spot for like a bow stand.
But yeah, you're gonna have to be off the ground and clear some shooting lanes.
Yeah.
You'd have to be up in your stand and have somebody down there with that little saw of yours and
Yeah.
go, take that out, that out, that out.
Yeah,
just
I
to
know.
get some lanes.
Yeah.
It's
But
thick back there.
did you see the rubs on the trees? And
Oh my God, rubs and scrapes. There's so much sign. And then I sat back there for a while, and then it's like, God, yeah, there is no wide open shooting here. So then I moved a little down by that down tree.
yeah.
Then I was looking to where, let's see, that down tree where it's falling, opposite the way it's pointing.
You can see.
You could see
it goes
that
up the
crevice
hill.
and it goes
Yep,
up the other hill.
yep.
So then I moved over there, and that's how I finished my night, was sitting there.
Yeah. Couldn't drag it?
John passed on a 10.
I would have took it.
Wasn't a 10.
What'd you see?
I think a 6 or a small 8
He
maybe.
said he didn't want to drag it.
I had that Tesmer thing. If I shoot you, I had to gut you, I have to drag you to the
The
road.
work starts after I shoot you.
Get it gone. Hunting's fun, they said.
See anything done?
No.
No. We just go up that path a little ways.
Yeah, same like yesterday.
Two of them. I couldn't see that.
I'm watching that whole hillside. Nothing.
Well, would Bucks be with Bucks right now?
Now if they
And it wasn't-
your
it
John
wasn't
seen
following it like
walking
it was
from
a
him
doe
to the
and
house. If
Yeah.
they would have came around the bend,
Yeah.
I would have seen.
Tuesday evening of gun week, and Tony has to leave Wednesday morning, so he's going to load up his
Yeah, not like
UTV.
that feeling your front tires are about here,
Uh-huh.
and then the whole thing went.
Yeah. I remember Don using the wooden ramps and falling off of them.
Yeah, I did that in West Virginia on the wooden ones. Slid off, broke my tail light, whole bike tipped over in a bale.
Or do you still have it?
Prepping for another fine meal Tuesday evening. Come Wednesday morning, a couple more guys are going to have to take off after they hunt. 3 of us left and back at it Wednesday afternoon. I just heard two shots about 10 minutes apart over in that direction. That's John is over there, so I'm wondering if he got something. I'm going to sit here for a little bit and then go check it out before the sun goes down too much. See if he needs any help. While sitting there, I got another notification from my backyard camera back at home. I'm pretty sure they're taunting me. That's the one you saw yesterday?
No. That seems wider. Decent sized body, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Why they got tiny little rats?
Poor diet. Vegetable.
There's two of them. They're walking from that direction. I'm sitting at the base of the tree. And look, I'm shooting for its left shoulder. So then this one runs by me. It hesitates for a minute. And then it keeps moving, and I could see its left front leg was intact. It wasn't like I shot it in the leg.
Yeah.
But it was like it wasn't working.
Huh.
So I'm thinking, oh, I got it in my shoulder. I look all over, I couldn't find any blood. And then the other one stops in front of me and starts doing his.
Yeah.
So I just froze and I had to sit there for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. And that one kept looking over here. I'm thinking, well, it's either watching it walk away or it's laying on the ground.
Yeah.
But I figured I better do a big circle.
Maybe we could just take it down to the cabin and clean it down there instead of doing it on the hillside. Like over by our septic area.
And then I start hoping, man. I didn't wanna, you know, you get that horrible feeling. I hope I didn't like miss its shoulder.
Yeah. The old Pines area, they used to call the Pines.
Over that way.
Yeah. And I heard something coming to my back pretty far away off, so I kind of like got down on the ground, kneeling on the ground, and I didn't hear it anymore for like 5 minutes. And then I stood up, and as soon as I stood up,
Really?
so, and I saw two take off, and I wonder if these were them, because they took off in this direction, but...
That's weird. It's like a weak point. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know,
Might be a 9. I got nothing. I got no rope.
I'll just go back to the UTV. We'll bring it down here as close as we can. I have like a sling. Just dump this stuff off too.
I'm gonna go hunt for the end, and I'll.
John offered to let me finish hunting the rest of the evening, but it was so close to sunset it wasn't worth it, and thought it'd be easier just to work while we got some daylight left. I managed to get the UTV pretty darn close to the deer. We had to just drag it maybe about 10 or 12 feet. And then I decided to just try taking my winch cable up and over the hood, up and over the roof, and seeing if we could just pull it up onto the bed of the UTV.
Thinking, or
Pretty much. I thought you just put it like if you were dragging it out, but...
backseat driver.
Coming off the mountain, we ran into Don, who was right in the ATV path. He was actually stalking a deer that ran to his left as you're looking at him right now, and then when we pulled up, the deer ran to the right. Don has already gotten 2 deer. This one here was during bow season in Holmes County, Ohio, and then he also picked one up in West Virginia.
Speaking of mobile homes,
This is T-Mobile ground blind.
when you see a deer, you just stop walking and shoot.
It seems to be a West Virginia thing. I don't think it's going to catch on here in Ohio.
Somehow I don't see it catching on with the military as a new camera.
We got John squared away back at the cabin, and then I thought I would head up the other path and do a loop around and see if I might scare anything towards Don. But he had already started walking towards the road. Thought I'd come around the other way, maybe scare something.
Yeah.
But you left already.
Yeah, I thought I'd try to come down the hill slowly because it was kind of quiet to walk down,
Yeah.
but nothing. Yeah, that deer just walked the other way across, and then when you came down, you said you seen it walk
See
the
it
other
bolt
way.
across the other way, yeah.
You couldn't tell if it was a buck or doe.
I didn't see antlers.
It was a big body,
Yeah.
so but I got a good view of it. Maybe I would have had my doe. It is what it is. Can't get them all the time.
Wasn't like
We got John all squared away with his deer, and it seemed like a nice calm evening to get rid of this brush pile that we put together. If you remember in the last video, I had all the guys down here, and we tackled one of the large piles left over from the excavation process. It's also a pretty chilly evening, so this is perfect to enjoy a nice warm bonfire. And Starlink is supposed to be out this evening too, so I'm going to check the timing of it and see if I could capture maybe a few pictures of it. Going now. It did make a showing in the western sky for maybe about 30 seconds, just enough for me to snap a quick picture, and then it was gone. So I got up early the next morning. I was pretty quiet because the guys thought I was still in bed, but I went out hunting and really didn't see anything, didn't hear many shots in the area. Very chilly morning, but not very productive. Thursday around noon, I just had the guys help me with the water tank here. We discovered a few more things now that the water level has gone down, but if you look in the back, you'll see like a streak coming off of the back wall, and that apparently is where we have water that goes out when we fill the tank, and then we have mud coming in after a rain. So earlier in the year I did a video on them installing the water tank, and that knockout was used to run the main water line to the house. After the pipe was installed and the wiring for the pump, he sealed it up with some caulking that's used for the seam of the tank, and then he went around with some hydraulic cement and patched that whole hole. Well, that's one more clue in the mystery why our water tank is getting sediment in there, but again, that's going to be something that's going to have to be taken care of in the springtime. Don and John left in the afternoon on Thursday, gun week. Went to take John's deer to the processor, and then I went out and hunted in the afternoon and basically did not see anything. I heard a couple shots from the property directly behind me. Other than that, it was pretty quiet out there. The next day, Friday, it rained all day, so I stayed in both days, still getting over that cold. And then Saturday, I ended up packing things up, and I just came home. Hunting season so far hasn't been that bad. I did see a lot of doe when I was bow hunting. That kind of gives you an inventory of what's going on in the woods when you're up there. I'm getting kind of choosy as I get older. A lot of times I sit up there and we joke about it a lot. I'll see a deer and I'll have it in my sights. Then I'll start thinking about, well, if I shoot it, it's going to run in this direction. And is that going to be an easy drag to get it out, or is it going to be a hard drag to get it out? Can I get the UTV close to it if I'm going to drag it out? Little details like that go through my mind. It's not imperative that I always have to get a deer all the time, and I think I've mentioned that before in prior videos. All in all, it's been a good hunting season so far. I wish I could have got out a little bit more, but we had some details we had to finish up with the house, and there's still some more to go. The house is working out good. It's a great little base camp, a great place to get back to, very comfortable compared to the old cabin. A little bit to get used to on some things, but can't complain. There is a gun weekend coming up, actually about 4 or 5 days after this video is being posted. So I'm going to head back down to Southern Ohio. I think Karen and I are going to go down there. I'm going to hunt Saturday and Sunday. If there's something worthwhile, I'll let you know what happens down there. I also want to do some work on the electrical, try to get that up and running for the shed after we ran those lines in the trench. So that's going to do it for today. I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoyed and subscribe to these videos. Click on that little bell when you want to know when a new one's coming out. And keep an eye on us. Take care, everybody.